You're about to see exactly how I create 3D Bible story animations step by step. But first of all, watch this.
Listen to this dream I had. We were binding sheaves of grain out in the field when suddenly my sheaf rose and stood upright, while your sheaves gathered around mine and bowed down to it.
But when his brothers heard this, their hearts burned with hatred toward him all the more. Then Joseph had another dream, and again he told it to his brothers.
"Listen," he said, "I had another dream, and this time the sun and moon and 11 stars were bowing down to me."
Yeah, so that was all built entirely with AI, and in the next few minutes, I'll walk you through exactly how I go from a simple idea in ChatGPT to storytelling edits in CapCut. I'll show you the exact process I use to keep characters consistent. Let's get started. So the first thing that we want to do, like any other awesome story, is that we need the script that is going to create the story for us. So this is the prompt that I put into ChatGPT. Tell me the story of Joseph's dreams from Genesis 37 in simple, vivid language that can be broken into 3 cinematic scenes for animation. Keep it short, emotional, and visually rich. Yeah, and I'll keep copying the prompts for you and pasting them in this Google Doc, which I will later share with you. So this is what ChatGPT gave us. You can see we have the first scene. This is the dreamer. We have the second scene, the stars bow down, and we have the third scene, seeds of envy. Yeah, so now we have a sort of storyline that we can use to create our video, but you'll see me refining it later on. But more important than even this story is that we need a consistent character who we shall be using as our Joseph. And this is a prompt that I put in into ChatGPT. Create a 3D Pixar style character reference sheet for Joseph, a young Middle Eastern man in his early 20s. Yeah, and then I describe him a bit more. And again, I'll copy this prompt for you and put it in our shared Google Doc. And this is what ChatGPT gave me. So you can see this is going to be our Joseph. This is the character sheet for our Joseph here. And why this is important is that I'm going to be creating all our images with ChatGPT. And when I have the character sheet already created, it's going to help us create consistent imagery, and you'll see us doing that. Also, it's important for me to note that I'm using ChatGPT 5, which was just released. So the images were absolutely top notch, like you saw from the earlier video. Let's go on to the next prompt. I asked it to give me one portrait image of Joseph with a transparent background in case I wanted to use it later. So you can see our Joseph here. Yeah, and then next I asked it to break the story of Joseph's dream from Genesis 37, which is what we are using, into 3 short visual scenes. And from each scene, I asked it to write an AI prompt in this exact format: 3D Pixar style render of, and then we have the character, the action, and the emotion in this particular background with this lighting, cinematic lighting, ultra detailed aspect ratio 16:9. So this one is what you can use no matter what you're going to be creating, because in the character part you can decide whether you're doing this for Joseph, for Esther, for Moses, for Abraham, any particular person that you want to do this for in the Bible. And then you can say the actual action that you want them to do depending on what your story is saying for that particular section. And then for the background, this could be like the setting, what exactly is the environment. You can also specify the lighting. Again, I'm going to copy this entire prompt for you, and I asked it to make sure Joseph looks exactly the same in every scene by including this description. This is the description that I gave it for Joseph. Again, remember that this exact prompt is the one that we have used up here. Yeah, so this one is the character sheet for Joseph. So we have this a young Middle Eastern man in his 20s. He has a lean and athletic build, short wavy dark brown hair. Yeah, and why I'm using this is that this is what we've used to create the character sheet. So I want to be very detailed in telling ChatGPT exactly what our character looks like. So if I come back here, you can see that we have our 3 scene breakdown with consistent character description for Joseph. Yeah, so we have the field dream, and then we have the celestial dream, and then we have the brothers' envy. Okay, and these 3 image prompts, these were like my main image prompts. I was really keen on ensuring that we get really awesome images for this, because this is where the actual story of Joseph's dream is coming from. Yeah, and after I did that, I asked ChatGPT to start helping me create these exact images. You can see the first image that I got here. And when I looked at it, I felt like it was lacking a little bit. So I asked ChatGPT to redo all the prompts to get them to produce top-notch images based on Joseph's dream and to describe everything, including what to put to get the images to be videos, like the camera movement and so on. So these exact prompts is what I'm going to use when I'm creating the videos later on. You'll see me do that. But let's look at the prompts it gave me. So we have the first scene here. This is the field dream, and then we have the prompt here. And then we have the second scene, the celestial dream, and then we have the prompt here. So the 3 prompts, and then I asked it to now start generating the first scene. So you can see this is the first scene that it gave me, and now I feel like my image is looking more alive here. I really loved this image. And then I asked it to do the second one, and it created for me this image here. And again, I absolutely loved this image. And then we went to the third one. Yeah, so I then went ahead to ask ChatGPT to give me the entire story of Genesis 37 from the very beginning, and I asked it to give me prompts to describe all the different images within that story, and also to extract the voiceover for me for the longer chapter so that my story would be a bit longer. And these are some of the images that I was able to create. And you can see that ChatGPT keeps Joseph pretty much consistent in every single image that we have here. And this is because we've been very specific about what our Joseph looks like, and we've been able to mention this in every prompt, just like I showed you before. And you do this until you have all the images that you're going to need for your story. So all the images I generated using ChatGPT. Let's now go to the next step of us beginning to animate our images. And for this, I'm going to show you how to use 3 different tools, and you'll see why I was choosing to use each particular one. So the first tool is Leornado, and Leornado is absolutely insane when it comes to creating images also, and even videos. So if you don't have an account with Leornado, I'm going to leave for you the link in the description down below for you to sign up. So you can use Leornado for free to create your images, but if you want to create videos, then you have to be on the pro version, but I'll show you why it's totally worth it. So when you come to Leornado, go to where it says video here. This is where we're going to be creating our videos from. So once it opens up, on the left hand side here, you can see model here. So this is the particular model that you choose to create your videos with. I was using this Motion 2 here. That is what I created all the different videos with. And then very important is for you to specify the video dimensions here. So mine is 16 by 9. I also use this quality 720p, and I was also creating just one video at a time. And then we have the prompt section here, and I was using the exact same prompt that created the image to create the video. For example, you copy this one here. Yeah, so this one is where we have Joseph and the brothers, and you can see that this is the image that was generated for us. And now when you go back to Leornado, you just paste in your prompt here, and then you want to ensure that you come to this image frame here, and then you click on start image, because we want to ensure that the image that it is using is the exact same image that we got from ChatGPT. So you can upload the images from where you saved them, but I had already uploaded mine. You can see it here, and then you just click on it, click on confirm. Okay, so this is going to ensure that the image that you're going to use for this is that exact image that you got from ChatGPT, and the prompt is the same. And then you just click on generate. So you can see this is the video that it got for me here. And I went ahead and did that for all the other different images that I wanted to create videos with. Okay, yeah, so you can see all of this. Yeah, so the challenge here is that unless you use VO3 when creating your videos with Leornado, Leornado is going to give you videos which don't have any sound. This takes me now to the second tool. Yeah, so for the second tool, I used Kling, and I used it on the free version because they give you some free credits. Yeah, I'm also going to leave for you a link for Kling in the description down below. So once you're signed up and signed in, this is going to be your dashboard here, and you do the exact same thing we've done with Leornado. You're going to go to where it says video here, and again, you're going to look for the image that you want to create a video with. So just click on upload, look for the particular image. For example, we have this one here. So just click on it, click on open. Okay, and then you're going to go back to ChatGPT and you're going to look for the exact same prompt that was used to create that particular image. So we'll just copy this one here and then we're going to come back to Kling. Okay, so here in the prompt section, this is where you're going to paste it. You can also decide whether you want to have any negative prompts, and you can see sound effects here. So this is going to generate for us the video using a bit of sound, and then you just click on generate. So this is the video that I got for that. Let's play it. I also created another one here. And even this one I created using Kling. Yeah, this one too. Yeah, so you can hear that it has a bit of sound to it, and that is why maybe you would want to use Kling. Now you have to be patient if you're going to use it on the free version, because I remember I think for the first image it said it would generate after 1 hour, but if you're on the paid version, of course you're going to get prioritization in terms of the kind of videos that you get. But I really love that it allows me to create this on the free version, because it shows you the power of this, and it means that you can try it out, and if you like it, just go to the paid version. The next tool that I used is Canva. Yes, and Canva can actually create videos for you, but you have to be on the pro version. Yes, so I'm going to leave for you a link in the description down below that you can use to sign up for Canva Pro and use it for free for 30 days, so that you're able to test out this exact process that I want to show you here. So when you sign up and sign in into Canva, you're going to go to this left hand side here and go to Canva AI. This is where we're going to be creating our videos from, and this is going to be creating using VO3. So you'll just click on the plus button here and upload the image that you want to create your video with, and then again you're going to go back to ChatGPT and look for the exact prompt that was used to create that particular image, and then you click on create a video clip here. This is what you're going to be using, and then you also ensure that your aspect ratio is 16:9. Click on submit here, and then it's going to create for you the video. It's important for me to mention that even though you're on the pro version, you're only going to get to create about 5 videos, which I think is pretty awesome, because you get to see the power of VO3 inside of Canva. So this is the video that I got for that. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. I actually really loved it. Now you know 3 tools that you can use to create your videos with. Let's go to the next step, and that one is of us creating the actual voiceover that we shall be using for our story. So for that, we're going to be using 11 Labs, and 11 Labs is absolutely insane when it comes to creating AI voices, and I'm going to leave for you the link in the description down below. So once you log in into 11 Labs, then you're going to go to where it says text to speech here. This is where we're going to be creating our audio from, and then in this middle section here, you're going to paste in the text that you got from your voiceover from ChatGPT. Yeah, so this is what we want for our voiceover. Just copy it, come back to 11 Labs, paste it in here, and then you're also going to search for the voice that you want to use. So this is Harry here. If I click on some other voices, then you're going to see some other voices that you can use. Say I wanted to use maybe even Liam here, just click on that, but you can choose whichever voice that you want. There are also some other voices here. If you want, you can go there and also find some unique sounding voices. Yeah, so you can see many voices here that you can choose from. Let me just go back to text to speech, since once you find your voice, all you need to do is to click on generate speech, and it's going to generate the voiceover that you're going to use for your video. Let's listen to this.
This is the account of Jacob's family line. Joseph, a young man of 17, with...
Yeah, and you can keep playing around with it until you find the particular voiceover that you want to use. In case you want to make your voices even more human sounding, like I'm going to leave for you a video in the description down below that shows you exactly how you can do this inside of 11 Labs. Next, we're going to look for some music that we can use in our video. For that, I recommend using the YouTube audio library. So when you go to your YouTube studio, you're going to see the audio library here, and you're going to have have some songs that you can listen to. Once you like a song, you just download it. So the YouTube Studio is free for you to use, and you can find some really cool music in here. Next, we're going to look for some sound effects. For that, we're going to use Pixaby, and Pixaby also gives you free sound effects that you can use. So go to where it says sound effects here, and then you can look for the actual sound effects that you want for your video. Maybe I could say something like footsteps. Yeah, and you have many footsteps here. Let me play this so that you can hear them. Yeah, and you keep searching until you find some that you like. Now we can go to the final part of us assembling our video. For that, we're going to be using CapCut, and you can use CapCut for free. It's also really beginner friendly, like you can start editing your videos here. So you can use CapCut online, or you can download it to use it on your desktop. I prefer to just download it and use it on my desktop, and you can see it open here. So click on open project. This is how you're going to start creating videos. And then in your open project, what you want to do is importing all the assets we have, that is the videos we've gotten, even the images if you think you're going to use them, and the music, and even the voiceover that we've gotten, and even the sound effects. Yeah, so you just go to whichever folder that you have them in. I'm just going to copy all of mine, and then I'm just going to drag them back into CapCut. Just drop them in here where it says import, and it's going to import in all the different assets. Yeah, so you can see all our images and all our videos here. So what you want to do is to first of all add in your voiceover, so that it is going to direct you in how you want to add in the images. So I could put in this voiceover here. Yeah, so that's the voiceover, and then I can look for the first image or video that I want to use in here. So I've put in my video here, and you can see it moving just a little bit. Okay, and then you can also add in your music at the lower section. This is the music that you're going to be using for your video. So maybe if you wanted it, you can have it somewhere there, and then you just reduce the volume for that, and you just keep listening and adding in your images and videos as they follow each other. Yeah, so you can decide maybe you want to add in this other image here. Yeah, and then this one here, and you just keep adding them as they follow each other. So I put in mine, we have the first image there, I put in some text there, and then we have the next video here. You can see me just trying to align the way in which the story is moving. So I'm just listening to my audio, what is being said in the audio. We have some effects here. The effects are here, and then just look for the effects that you're looking for. This is the light effects here. You'll just find it here. You choose the one you like. Yeah, but in case you use any of the effects that have this diamond here, you have to be on the pro version of CapCut. Yeah, so just add in all the filters and effects you want. Once you're done and you're happy with what your video looks like, then you can click on export. This is what my final video looks like.
2 dreams, 1 destiny, and a family that would rather bury it than see it come true. This is the account of Jacob's family line. Joseph, a young man of 17, was tending the flocks with his brothers. Now Israel loved Joseph more than any of his other sons, because he had been born to him in his old age, and he made an ornate robe for him. But when his brothers saw that their father loved him more than any of them, they hated him and could not speak a kind word to him. One day, Joseph had a dream, and he told it to his brothers.
Listen to this dream I had. We were binding sheaves of grain out in the field when suddenly my sheaf rose and stood upright, while your sheaves gathered around mine and bowed down to it.
But when his brothers heard this, their hearts burned with hatred toward him all the more. Then Joseph had another dream, and again he told it to his brothers.
Listen, he said, I had another dream, and this time the sun and moon and 11 stars were bowing down to me.
His brothers grew more jealous, but his father kept the matter in mind.
Yeah, so that is exactly how you go from a simple script to a complete story that actually moves people. And if you want a more in-depth tutorial on how you can do the actual editing inside of CapCut, ensure you watch the video on the screen and also subscribe to the channel. My name is Paris, and I'll catch you on the next one.